leave salary encashment. As per service contract and discipline, normally every employee is allowed certain period of leave with pay every year. Such leave may be availed during the year or accumulated by the employee. So now what is leave salary? Leave salary means certain as per the contract and discipline. Normally every employee is allowed certain period of leave with pay. That means they are allowed to take certain leaves with pay. Such leave may be availed during the year or accumulated by the employee. The accumulated leave lying to the credit of an employee may be availed subsequently or encased. When an employee receives an amount for waiving leave lying to his credit, such amount is known as leave salary encashment. So here you can get the meaning of what is exactly leave salary. When an employee, when a particular employee receives an amount for waiving leave lying to his credit, means he is waiving his leave which is lying to his credit because he is giving his leave. So now what should be given to him for waiving his leave? So whatever amount which is given by employer, then such amount is known as leave salary encashment. So he is not taking leave, and for that whatever amount paid by employer is leave salary. So today in this lecture we are going to discuss the concept of leave salary encashment with one example so that you can score as much as possible in exam. Leave salary received during the continuation of service. So this is first important point. What treatment should be given if person has received leave salary during the continuation of service? Leave salary during the continuation of service is fully taxable. That you have to remember. It is also important for MCQ purpose. If leave salary is received during the job, in the continuation of job, in the case of government employee as well as other employees, section 17 subsection 1 5A, it is fully taxable. So this is the rule. Leave salary received during the continuation of service, whether government employee or non-government employee, for both the type of employees, it is fully taxable. Now, leave salary received by government employee on termination of service. Now here, next concept is leave salary received by the government employee on termination of service. At the time of termination of service, leave salary received by central or state government employee is fully exempted under section 10 subsection 10 double a clause 1. That means if leave salary received during the by the central government employee, state government employee is fully exempt. But when it is fully exempt, when leave salary is received at the time of termination of service, not at the time of continuation of service. If it is received during the continuation of service, that means what? It is fully taxable, whether it a person is government employee or not. But in case of government employee, if person has received leave salary, so for two types of employee, here we are talking about two types of employee, central government employee and state government employee. It is fully exempt under section 10, subsection 10 AA, clause 1. So that you have to remember, and it can be asked in MCQ also. Okay, what treatment should be given for the leave salary if it is received by central government or state government employee at the time of termination of job. Note, government employee here does not include employee of local authority or public sector undertaking or foreign government employee. So here only central and state government employee. So if it is asked in exam, what treatment should be given for local authority then it should be normal treatment should be given, because here government employee only two types of employee of a local authority, then employee of a public sector undertaking PSU or foreign government are not included for the purpose of calculating benefit of government employee in case of leave salary. So this is the second point that you have to keep in mind. Now, leave salary received by non-government employee on termination of service. So what treatment should be given at the time of termination of service? Leave salary received by non-government employee, including employee of foreign government employee, local authority and PSU, which we have already discussed, because now it is included in non-government employee category. Even though they are government employee, we have to make following calculations. Now, minimum of the following is exempted from tax under section 10, subsection 10 double A close to. So these are the four steps. Actual amount of leave salary received, maximum statutory limit is 3 lakh, and this is important that you have to remember because it can be asked in MCQ also. Then 10 multiplied by average monthly salary, so that now how to find out average monthly salary that we will discuss, and cash equivalent of leave based on last 10 months average salary immediately preceding the date of retirement to the credit of employee at the time of retirement or date on leave entitlement cannot exceed 30 days. This is very important for every year of actual service rendered for the employer from whose service has been retired. So your leave entitlement cannot exceed 30 days. That means what? If company's policy is to give leave salary of 45 days, so for calculating, you have to take only 30. If company's policy is 45 days, then you have to take 30. If company's policy is 35, then also you have to take do all the calculation by taking 30 days only. But if company's policy is to give leave entitlement for 25 days, then in that case you have to take 25. Because here what is said in the law, 30 days. On leave entitlement cannot exceed 30 days for actual service render. That means if 35 days are given, 25 days are given, then you have to take 25 days only. So now fourth step will decide what is actually fourth step. Fourth step is leave standing credit of the employee at the time of retirement. By doing proper calculation, you will get this. Now, what is average salary here? So here average salary includes three things: basic salary, DA, hashtag, that means you have to take only forming part, not forming part are not included, and commission, fixed percentage of turnover. And we had already discussed this concept of in pension and gratuity also. So here average salary means basic plus DA plus commission being last 10 months average salary ending on the date of retirement or superannuation. Here you don't have to take the preceding month, you have to take preceding date of the retirement. We will understand this, but here three things are included in average salary: basic plus DA plus commission. While calculating completed year of service, ignore any fraction of the year. For example, 10 years, 9 months shall be taken as 10 years only. So this is first important point. So whenever you are making calculation of leave salary, ignore any fraction. If 9 months are given, you have to take only 6 months. You have to make a summary when we have to ignore fraction and when we have to consider fraction. So in leave salary, we don't have to consider fraction. Now, leave encashment received from more than one employer. Where leave encashment is received from more than one employer in the same previous year, the aggregate amount of exempt from tax shall not exceed the statutory deduction of rupees 3 lakh. Now, earlier deduction claim for leave encashment while claiming the statutory limit, that is rupees 3 lakh, any deduction claim earlier as leave encashment shall be reduced from 3 lakh. We had already discussed here this point. So, for in third point, they have said that your maximum limit of leave salary cannot exceed 3 lakh, and in fourth point, they want to explain you if you have received earlier leave encashment. Let us say I have already given one example. You have received 50,000 from exemption from your previous job, then your statutory limit now, new statutory limit will be considered as 2,50,000 because you have already availed the exemption of 50,000 from your previous job. So that you have to keep in mind. Okay, when your statutory limit is reduced from 3 lakh, and by which amount? By which amount depends on what exemption you got from your previous job. Now, example 5, Mr. Agrawal retired on 1st December 2021. So now, whenever you are calculating previous, that is last 10 months salary, so you have to take previous day of 1st December 2021. So what is the previous day? 30 November 2021. And now you have to consider go back to 10 months. So that means you have to start from which day? You have to start from February. February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and November. So if you start from February and go to November, 30 November, you will get 10 months. So this is important because in case of gratuity, you are taking preceding month, but here you are taking preceding date after 20 years of service. Here 20 years because here you have to consider absolute completed year of service and you have to ignore fraction. Here there is no question of ignoring fraction because completed year of service is exact 20 years. Receiving leave salary of 10 lakh. Now how much leave salary he is receiving? 10 lakh here. Other details of his salary are basic salary 10,000 per month and 2,000 was increased with effect from 1st April 2021. So there is a change in salary from 1st April 2021. Now dearness allowance rupees 6,000 per month and 60% of which is for retirement benefit. That means you don't have to consider 6,000 pool. You have to consider only 60% of 6,000. Then commission 1,000 per month. That means whether you have to consider this commission, answer is no. Why no? Because this commission is not on turnover, which is achieved by employee. So don't consider this because here, whenever you are calculating average monthly salary in case of leave salary, you have to include basic salary plus DA forming part plus commission, fixed percentage of commission, fixed percentage of turnover achieved by employee. But here normal uh, commission is given, so that is why it is not to be included. Bonus not to be included while you are calculating salary, leave salary. But when you calculate total salary, gross salary, you have to consider this. Leave availed during the service. That means how many leave he has taken. So that will be deducted, that we will see. He was entitled to 30 days leave every year. So this is as per income tax only. What is the leave entitlement given by the company? 30 days. And income tax also allow 30 days. So there is no need to think. If it is 45 days, then you have to take 30. If it is 25 days, then you have to take 25 days. You are required to compute his taxable leave salary, assuming that is a government employee, and second one is a non-government employee. Now let us discuss one by one. He is a government employee. In that case, what you have to do? Leave salary received at the time of retirement 10 lakh. And in case of government employee, here two types of government employee are included: central government employee and state government employee. List exemption under section 10, subsection 10 double A 1, fully exempt. Whatever amount of leave salary person has received, it is fully exempt. So if it is asked in exam, what is taxable amount, you have to write down nil, and what is exempted amount, then you have to write down 10 lakh for this sum. So you have to read the question very carefully and give the answer whether it is asked taxable part or exempted part. Now if he is a non-government employee, then in that case, leave salary received at the time of retirement 10 lakh, less exemption under section 10, 10 double A, close to 52,800. And for this we will have to understand the how this 52,800 will come. So 9,47,000 is the taxable portion. So these are the four steps, and by applying these four steps you will get the answer. First one, exemption under section 10 subsection 10 double A close to is list of the following. That means leave salary received. How much leave salary you have received? 10 lakh. What is the statutory limit? 3 lakh. And here 3 lakh will remain 3 lakh only because from nothing, no information is provided that whether he has received any leave salary from the previous employer. So that is why statutory limit will not be changed. Now 10 months salary based on average salary of last 10 months. So now 10 into salary of last 10 months, that is February to November. You have to calculate salary from February to November, divide by 10 months because you have to find out average. So that is why it should be divided by 10 only. So now how to find out what is your basic salary? 10,000, and for February and March it is 8,000. February and March, there are total from February, then March, this for these 2 months, there is a salary of 8,000. And then after, from April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There is a rise in salary that is given in the question. There is a rise in salary from 1st April 2021. So that means right now salary is 10,000. So in February and March salary was 8,000. So for February and March you have to take 8,000, and from April and onwards to November you have to take 10,000. So that is why they have written in this manner: 10,000 multiplied by 8, that is from April to November, and 8,000 multiplied by 2 for February and March. So that is total salary of 10 months, basic salary. This way they have taken. And DA, we have to take only 60% because 60% is forming part of how much? 6,000 into 10 because we are calculating salary of 10 and there is no change in dearness allowance. So directly they have taken 10 months. Here 8 and 2. Why? Because for February and March different salary is there, and for April and onwards different salary is there. So that is why they have taken 10,000 into 8 and 8,000 into 2 and divide by 10 months. So how much calculation? What is your calculation? 10 multiplied by 13,200 you will get. So this 13,200 is your average monthly salary, and if you multiply 10 into 13,200 you will get 1 lakh 32,000. That is written here. So if in this sum, what is your average monthly salary? 13,200 for 10 months. And why 10? Because it is written in the step number 3. What is your step number 3? 10 multiplied by average monthly salary. This is a short way by which you can remember. So your 10, this is your average monthly salary. This step is for average monthly salary. And that then this average monthly salary you have to multiply by 10. You will get 1 lakh 32,000. Now if you are still in doubt, any doubt in this, please write down in a comment box so that I can give the reply to you. So now next one, how much leave is standing credit to the employee? So there is a one formula that you have to apply. Leave due means leave allowed minus leave taken. Simple formula. How much? Don't just write this formula and you will get the proper answer. What is the leave entitlement? Leave allowed means leave entitlement. 30 days per year multiply by 20 years because he has done the job for 20 years. And what is for 80 days? That is leave taken. So how many days are there now? 120 days because 30 into 20, 600 minus 480, you will get 120 days. That means how much, how many leave standing credit to the employee? In this case 120 days leaves are standing credit to the employee. Now, what you have to do? Leave due, you have to convert this leave into month by dividing it by 30. So, what they have done? 120 divided by 30, that means 4 months. Now, these 4 months multiply by average monthly salary. And what is your average monthly salary? 1 lakh, sorry, 13,200. So, what amount you will get? 52,800. What they have done? 120 days divided by 30 to make it 4 months, because they have to convert into month. And what is your third step answer? 1 lakh 32,000 divided by 10. So, they have done 13,200. But if you have find out average monthly salary of 13,200, you can make out directly. You can, what you can do, you can do this calculation. 120 4 months multiply by 13,200, you will get 52,800 directly. So there is no need to write down this much thing. So what you can do, leave standing credit to the employee. So how you can find out? So leave allowed minus leave taken. So now leave allowed is 30 into 20 minus leave availed taken, that is 480 days. So 600 minus 480, that is 120 days. Now divide it by 30. So you will get 4 months. Now these 4 months will be multiplied by your average monthly salary, and your average monthly salary is 13,200. So what will be your answer? 52,800. So this way also you can do it. So this is very important sum. And again we will go to the main calculations. So what leave salary you have received? 10 lakh. What is the exemption amount? 52,800, that we have seen in the working note. And what is the taxable portion? 9 lakh 47,200. So this way you can make the calculation, and this is very important. You have to understand this, the concept of leave salary properly, and do it in your notebook on yourself. Then only you will get more and more clarity about the concept. And if you have still any doubt, you can write down in a comment box. Thanks for watching my video. Do like, share and subscribe my channel, and circulate as much as possible to your friends, so that maximum students get benefit of it. Thank you very much. Bye.